survivors.
It's incredibly sad, tragic.
President to deliver State of the Union.
He has got to show how he's bringing inflation down.
LeBron goes for scoring records.
It means a lot. It's very humbling.
Good morning. I'm Steve Cathan with the CBS World News Roundup. It's a race against time to get to people trapped in earthquake debris in southern Turkey and Syria. 2 large quakes and scores of aftershocks are blamed for more than 5,000 deaths. And cold weather is complicating the fight for survival. Here's CBS's Chris Livzek.
A trapped woman's faint, blood-curdling scream might be the only thing to escape. We heard them, cries a survivor named Denise. They're calling out for help. But how can we? Nobody has come. When help finally arrives, it can be too late. It's a battle against both time and the elements as temperatures plummet, along with the chances of survival.
Here at home, a successful controlled release of some toxic chemicals aboard that derailed and burning freight train on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. CBS's Roxana Saberi is covering.
So far, the federal EPA says it has, as expected, found some airborne contamination near the burn location, but did not give a measure for the amount or any effects.
You can just see a haze on the water that's nasty, and you can smell it.
Local resident Russell Murphy says he's already seen hundreds of dead fish in a river just miles from the derailment site, and is concerned about what could potentially come next.
The health effects, the long-term environmental effects, the waterways, I mean, this is bad.
The attorney for a Virginia teacher who was shot and wounded by a 6-year-old student says in a court filing the first grader constantly cursed at teachers, chased students, and tried to whip them with his belt. In her intent to sue, she also alleges the child choked another teacher until she couldn't breathe. Well, tonight in Washington, CBS's Nancy Cordes tells us President Biden delivers the State of the Union address.
At the halfway point through his first term, President Biden will describe what he sees as the economic progress on his watch. A bipartisan infrastructure law, investments in computer chips and clean energy, and a surprisingly strong jobs report that pushed the unemployment rate to a 54-year low.
Put simply, I would argue the Biden economic plan is working.
And yet many Americans are still skeptical. A new CBS News poll finds a majority of them currently believe that President Biden's policies are making inflation, gas prices, and the overall economy worse.
You have a wonderful day.
You do. Yael Krigman owns a bakery in Washington, D.C. She says it's still too hard to find workers.
There's so many barriers, education and transportation and childcare, and just so many challenges that are preventing people from re-entering the workforce.
Correspondent Chris Van Cleve is covering a week of activities in Arizona ahead of Super Bowl 57.
The spotlight is expected to shine brightest on 2 black starting quarterbacks for the first time in Super Bowl history. Jalen Hurts.
This is the mecca of all football. This is the game of all games.
And Patrick Mahomes.
It's going to be a heck of a football game.
They're also breaking ground by having the youngest combined age among 2 starting quarterbacks in the big game.
Jason Kelsey!
One thing Eagles center Jason Kelsey is likely planning, a route to the nearest hospital. Kelsey says his wife, Kylie, who is nearly 9 months pregnant, is bringing her OBGYN to the game.
So I'm going to view it as motivation. I got a 3rd daughter coming, and I'm going to have to be the best dad I can be.
Also there, of course, Jason's brother, Kansas City tight end Travis Kelsey. 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.